our journey begins here at the Changi Airport MRT station. You can already see that there's the flight information deck over here in the MRT station. We're not even in the airport yet. Alright, so let's follow the signs over to Terminal 4. I believe that to get to Terminal 4, there's no like direct SkyTrain or you can't even walk there. You've got to take a shuttle bus. The shuttle bus is coming from Terminal 2. So let's just follow the signs and I'll bring you guys along with me throughout this entire journey from Singapore all the way to Kuala Lumpur and my first ever solo trip, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so excited for this. Let's go. So bus to Terminal 4 is up here. So there's two escalators over here, but the shorter one over here is the one that has the bus over to Terminal 4. So don't worry about finding your way to Terminal 4, ladies and gentlemen. Just follow the signs. Basically, you're going the same route as Terminal 2, but it's going to be a bus. So let's try to find this bus right now. So currently, we have arrived at Terminal 2 arrival, and we've got to find the bus. We've just stepped foot in the airport, ladies and gentlemen. There's no better place than stepping into an airport. You know that feeling when you step into an airport, whether it's your first time traveling or your millionth time traveling, it just hits different. It has that feeling, and I'm so happy to be back at the airport, ladies and gentlemen. And now let's try to find, okay, there we are. I can see the sign over here, bus to Terminal 4, and the bus is already here. So let me just speed up a bit, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, the bus just left. Alright, that's fine. Let's just check out the frequency of this bus. So, okay, let me see. From 7 a.m. to 10 p.m, which is right now, it comes every 8 minutes and the whole journey takes about 10 minutes. So we just missed the bus. So it should be coming in about another 8 minutes, which is perfectly fine. I wouldn't say we're ahead of time, but we're just nice on time. So yeah, we've just got a couple of minutes here at Terminal 2 first. While waiting for the bus, it's going to bring us over to Terminal 4. And for those people who arrive into Terminal 2 from whatever destination they came from, then the taxi stand is over there. So basically from the MRT, we followed the signs, took the escalator up, walked past the taxi stand for the arrivals here at Terminal 2, and here we are in the line waiting for our bus to Terminal 4. Of course, if you want to grab yourself some snacks, cake, coffee, there are cafes located everywhere as you can expect in an airport, but of course, airport prices are always crazy high. And so here we are, just about 5 to 8 minutes, just like what the sign says. The bus has arrived. So this is the bus that's going to take us over to Terminal 4. Morning. So this shuttle bus looks very much like the normal public transport SBS bus that you can find all around Singapore. And according to the board, it's about a 10-minute journey. So let's see, will it be 10 minutes? Will it be faster? Will it be longer? And let's see the route, because normally airport routes are always so scenic. You can see the tower, you can see planes taking off sometimes. I've never been on this particular shuttle bus before over to Terminal 4, so I'm excited to see what the view is going to be like. Thank you, have a nice day. Bye-bye. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, we've just alighted the bus and we are here in Terminal 4. We've got all the different gates over here. Our gate is gate number 4, Air Asia over there, and I believe our check-in counter is number 5. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just taking a second to soak everything in. It's just such a surreal experience that I'm traveling alone for the first time. This is the first time I'm here at an airport traveling alone, and it's just a really bittersweet feeling. At the same time, it's very, it's like a moment of growth. But at the same time, it's like that emotional feeling as well. I'm so used to traveling with parents, with family, and here I am traveling all alone for the very first time. But inshallah, to many more. Hopefully, I'll be looking back at this video in 10, 20, 30 years time, maybe even may Allah grant me a long life, Ameen. So you know what they say, every day you learn something new, and when you travel alone, you learn something new even more. So I'm flying with Air Asia over to Kuala Lumpur. It's only about an hour-ish flight, and we're currently here in Terminal 4, like I mentioned. And I went over to Gate 5. Is it called Gate 5? Sorry, no, it's called Row 5. To do my check-in, but I realized I've actually already checked in online yesterday, so I don't actually have to use this kiosk machines thing. Normally when I travel in the past with my family, we always go to like the counter and then we like they check our passport and then they weigh our bag and then they put our bag through into whatever thing. So yeah, basically because I'm traveling just with a backpack, I'm not required to check in any bags, I'm just required to check in online. And this is just my carry-on, it's less than 7 kg, so I'm chilling. Yeah, I basically didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to queue, I didn't have to do pretty much. I mean, I was stood there for a while thinking like, do I need to queue? Do I need to do all this? Just read the sign, checked it with ChatGPT as well, and just weighed my bag to make sure everything's fine. And yes, alhamdulillah, the first part of the entire journey is cleared without me even doing anything. So that's why, ladies and gentlemen, always check in online like the day before. It makes life so much easier, especially if you're just traveling with a backpack. But obviously, if you're traveling with a luggage, then unfortunately you will have to go through more hassle of checking in and all that kind of stuff. And I also heard, like I overheard a family, they were saying they're going to do the manual check-in even though they're just with backpacks because they want to choose their seats. So yeah, I guess sometimes you can try your luck, ask them if you can change seats or you can even pay to change your seats. But because I'm just fine wherever I'm set, to be incredibly honest, I'm just going to chill. So yeah, we can get past the immigration right now to get into like the duty-free area and stuff. But I just want to walk around a bit. We're actually ahead of time. It's about 9:45. I should be at my gate latest 10:30. So I've got about 45 minutes. I'll probably start walking there around 10 a.m. So yeah, let's just see. So we've got like vending machines, we've got cafes, coffee club over here, we've got chocolate shops, and yeah, basically what you can expect. And there's even restaurants up there. But honestly, I had lunch. It's only 9 a.m. I had breakfast at home already, so I'm not hungry if I'm being incredibly honest. Immigration does look very crowded. And another thing as well is, the good thing is we don't have to scan our passport because as a Singaporean citizen, nowadays you don't need your passport in Singapore, so that's great. So yeah, just taking a second to just once again soak everything in and doing everything alone and independently for the very first time, mashallah. Okay, so now ladies and gentlemen, let us clear immigration. Like I said, it's a bit crowded. Obviously I can't film this part. But yeah, I'll see you guys once we've cleared immigration and hopefully everything goes smoothly. So alhamdulillah, we've just cleared security smoothly and we are here in the duty-free section. You can smell duty-free from a mile away. From the second that you step foot into the airport, you can already smell what duty-free is like. But anyway, our gate is G... Oh god, I forgot already. I literally just... Oh, it's my mic. I just realized my mic's in the pocket. Yeah, our gate is G something. I forgot what it is. I'm gonna go back to the board and check again. But the good thing about airports obviously is there are bots everywhere, and I see a coffee shop, so I might just grab a coffee. I haven't had any coffee today. Okay, let's see. Our flight to Kuala Lumpur. Alright, so we are sat here currently with a cup of coffee right here. And we're just killing some time, just relaxing, soaking in the moment. So you can find local options here like local kopi and toast for your traditional Singaporean Asian breakfast. And of course, there's going to be your international chains like Coffee Bean. And there's also an entire international food hall on the second floor. So yeah, very interesting. For me, ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a local kopi, a nice hot kopi. And guess how much this costs, ladies and gentlemen? What if I tell you this kopi right here cost me only $2.50, whereas Coffee Bean is going for $8 and above. Whew. Obviously, ladies and gentlemen, when you're at an airport, you're going to expect airport prices everywhere. But the local kopi, I mean, technically this is airport price for a local kopi. Local kopi, you can get it for like $1 plus, sometimes even like 80-90 cents. So this is considered an overpriced local kopi. However, compared to the coffee chains over there, whew, it's a lot more expensive. So obviously, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be breaking down how much I spent on this trip as well, because I'm solo traveling, and solo travel sometimes is about budget as well, right? So we're going to be budgeting throughout this entire trip as well. So this kopi is our first spend of the day, $2.50. So you know how I mentioned earlier about we learn something new every day, especially when you're solo traveling? Well, one thing that I learned, well, kind of experienced more like, is this is actually my first time in like a modern history. Modern history, wow, am I like some ancient civilization? I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, this is the first time in a long time, or probably even my first time traveling here in Terminal 4. So how it worked is after you get past the immigration where they check your boarding pass and you scan your boarding pass, and for certain nations your passport, for Singaporean citizens, alhamdulillah, we don't have to scan our passport. Normally you're just in duty free, boom, and then after that you walk to your gate, and then when you're at your gate you go past security where they put your bags in and then they scan your bags and all that good stuff. This time around, right after I scanned my boarding pass, immediately it was security. So that's where you had to put your bag, and I forgot to take out my laptop, but they didn't even ask me to take out my laptop. So yeah man, I don't know how it works. It's a bit different from what I'm used to. But yeah, it's really interesting obviously. I guess yeah, it's my first time experiencing this. Normally I'm just being led by like my family, my parents telling me, okay, do this, do that, blah 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 blah. But this time around, we're all alone, we're doing it all solo. And I'm just walking around looking at the planes take off. My gate is not anywhere around here. My gate is at G15, this is G7. But we still got about 20 minutes before we can start going to our gate. I'm probably going to go to charge my phone first, go to the toilet, etc. Finish this kopi, Yeah, if you know more, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to let me know in the comment section. Maybe you're a frequent flyer, maybe you're a cabin crew, or even a pilot. Let me know, ladies and gentlemen. I'd love to learn more. This is so exciting, ladies and gentlemen. I'm making full use of today because this kind of experience only happens once in your life. You only do something. Oops, thankfully I didn't spill that on my shirt. You only do something once for the you only do something for the first time once in your life. So like the first time you take a plane, the first time you take a roller coaster, these kind of experience, no matter how many times you do it again, there's nothing like the very first time. And I'm so glad, I'm so grateful to be able to document this entire journey. I hope you guys are enjoying. Be sure to like and subscribe if you are, so that I can look back on this with a smile, show this to my future generations, and take it all in, ladies and gentlemen. And if you are watching and you are a frequent solo traveler, or maybe you've solo traveled a couple of times in your life, let me know in the comment section, what was it like solo traveling for the very first time? How did you feel? What were some of the things that you did to overcome? I'd love to hear your stories in the comment section, so please feel free to leave a comment down below. For me, I'll keep you guys updated throughout my entire journey, how I feel, my emotions. Currently, honestly, the nervousness has probably already gone because we've gotten past like the paperwork part, to be honest. We're just chilling now, we're just waiting to be called up to our gate, get in the plane, and then it's only an hour's flight anyway, so it's not as if, we're gonna be spending too long in the plane. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comment section, how was it like solo traveling for the first time, or even just flying for the first time? So normally people head to their gate about an hour before the gate opens or before departure. Currently it's 10:45 AM and the plane is going to depart at 11:30 AM. So we've got about 45 minutes. So we're walking to our gate now. Just went to the toilet, refilled my water, and if you know anything about local kopi, it's really strong and it's going to give you very strong coffee breath. And that's why I brushed my teeth, I made sure everything was done before I head on to the next journey. So what's this? Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is one thing I love about Singapore Changi Airport. There's just random things like this in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, love it, ladies and gentlemen. And if you came across this video before your very first solo trip, thank you so much for watching this video, and I really hope that the effect this video has on you will be positive. I hope that this will help you feel more confident before traveling solo. I hope that this video will make you feel less nervous about the thought of traveling solo, because I'll be honest, before today I was feeling a bit nervous. I was feeling a bit like, how am I going to do this all alone for the first time? And when I watched YouTube videos online, that helped me feel a lot more confident, and I really hope that I'll have the same effect on you guys over here through my video as I bring you guys throughout my entire journey, from the MRT station earlier all the way to my entire day in Kuala Lumpur. And of course, every process, every step of the way. And of course, as much as possible, I'll try to include as many processes, as many of the things that I go through as possible, like security. All those I can't film, unfortunately, but things like, walking to my gate, buying a cup of coffee, things like that. I hope to capture as many moments as possible, not only for my safekeeping, but also to help you guys and bring you guys along with me throughout my entire journey. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, there is an extremely long line to scan our boarding pass and to get into our gate. So I'm not entirely sure of the name of this process, but what's happening is basically we're scanning our boarding pass before going down while waiting to enter our plane through the tunnel, whatever they call it. But yeah, that's our plane right there. We're currently here. There's a bit of a long line, but not too bad. It's moving pretty fast. And yeah, Kuala Lumpur, en route Kuala Lumpur, let's go. Oh, and if you guys remember earlier, I mentioned that actually the boarding pass is an e-boarding pass. So I don't actually have a physical boarding pass, which means that it's on my phone. And I'm also using my phone to record. So I'm not going to be able to record this part really, but I'll catch you guys as soon as I can. And like I said, I really hope to bring you guys along with me throughout this entire journey and showcase as many of the experiences as possible to the best of my ability. I hope this video really helps, and if it does, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. So yeah, even though the line was pretty long, it actually moved really fast. Alhamdulillah, the entire process was really smooth. We're now here walking over to, I believe, basically our gate, because this gate is like the scanning gate. Bro, let me know in the comment section what are all these things called. I'll do my research as well, but I'll be really interested to know from you guys. But basically, I believe where we're going now is to the sitting area, or are we already boarding the plane? My God, I think we're boarding the plane, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, okay. Like I say, this is my first time, this is raw, this is authentic. I'm bringing you guys along with me throughout everything, like I've mentioned like a million times now. So we're now going through this, I know there's a word for it, I forgot what it's called, but that tube tunnel thing which connects you from your gate over to the plane itself. So yeah, we're gonna enter that right now. Singapore Changi Airport, Singapore, goodbye. It's been nice knowing you. I'll see you again in like 2-3 days. For now, Kuala Lumpur. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the plane. Our first ever time solo traveling. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first time taking a flight all alone. Like I say, it's nerve-wracking, it's exciting, all the different emotions at once. We are in our seat. We'll do a little tour in a bit, but of course, it's an hour flight. You can't expect much. We're flying with Air Asia, ladies and gentlemen. Kuala Lumpur, our first official solo flight has been completed. We have landed here in Kuala Lumpur International Airport, Terminal 2. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. The hardest part, I would argue, of the entire day, my first solo flight is officially done. I'm officially no longer a first-time flyer. I'm no longer a first-time solo traveler. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim to this new journey. I'm so grateful to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoy. So honest thoughts on my first ever solo flight flying with Air Asia. By the way, this was my first ever time flying with Air Asia as well. I've got literally no complaints. It's only an hour flight, but we were ahead of time. We were 15 minutes ahead of time. Yeah, obviously, when it's a very short haul flight like this, you're not going to expect any in-flight entertainment, which is perfectly fine. There's food and drinks are available, but you have to purchase it. For me, I was totally fine with just my water bottle, so I didn't order anything. However, I did see that they have like iced coffee, and that looked very tempting. But no, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't order anything. Literally, it felt so fast. So as soon as the plane took off and the seatbelt sign was off, I really needed the toilet. And then there was already like 2-3 people in front of me to go to the toilet. Once the 3 of them were done, I went to the toilet. And as soon as I got out of the door, the announcement was like, we are about to make our descent into Kuala Lumpur. And I was like, what? All I did was go to the toilet and suddenly we are landing. So yeah, that's how fast the flight is from Singapore over to Kuala Lumpur. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to clear immigration. And I'll catch you guys once we're out of security and we are going to be taking the train or something like that over to the central side of Kuala Lumpur. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. So we are currently in KLIA Terminal 2. And we're about to go to KL Central. So we want to go to the city centre of Kuala Lumpur. And the fastest, okay, maybe not the fastest, but the easiest and cheapest way out is with the KLIA Express train. So we book a ticket over to KL Central. So KL Central is not KLCC where the Twin Towers is, the Petronas Twin Towers and all that good stuff. No, that is KLCC, KL City Centre. So from here, we've got to take the train over to KL Central, and then at KL Central, we've got to take the MRT. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. This is the train tracks. The time right now is 12:57 p.m. And yes, we're going to be waiting for our train, and I hope you guys enjoy as I bring you guys along with me throughout the entire journey. Hopefully this video helps. If it does, be sure to like and subscribe. And I'm very excited to help you guys and bring you guys along with me throughout everything. So the cost of the ticket was 55 ringgit. You can see the rate in Singapore dollars as well as US dollars here as well. So I believe this is going to be the cheapest way to get out of the KL airport, because the KL airport isn't directly near the city centre. You still got to take a train or take a Grab or a taxi, which obviously is going to be more costly. Actually, I'll check it out and I'll do a side-by-side comparison over here. But definitely the best option is probably the KLIA Express. How long will it take? I believe about an hour. Could be wrong. That's what we are here for, that's what the video is here for. So I'll keep you guys updated. So we are here, KLIA Terminal 2. We want to go over here, KLCC. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the train all the way over. There's only one stop, all the way to KL Central. So the only stop is Terminal 1. And then after Terminal 1, it goes to KL Central. And then from there, we change over to this pink line, which will bring us over to KLCC. So there's 2 platforms. We've got Platform A over here, as well as Platform B over there. Now, Platform B over there, I believe it's the one that the locals use, because that's KLIA Transit. So there's a few other stops over there, apart from just KL Central. Whereas this one, KLIA Express, is the one at the machine that we bought earlier, and most of the tourists will buy, because this one takes us straight to the city. So there's only one stop in between, which is Terminal 1. So we're at Terminal 2, will bring us to Terminal 1, and then from Terminal 1 we'll be in KL Central, and then from there we can switch over to the KLCC, which is where we want to go to. So thank you so much to the local for helping me out, because when you buy the ticket, it actually says KLIA Express, but sometimes you may not notice it, which I didn't. So thankfully for that. Otherwise, I would have still made it to KL Central, but I would have had to stop at a few other stops first, and that would take a lot longer. Whereas this one should be the fastest way, because it's the expressway, and there's only one stop in between. So let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so we have made it inside the KLIA Express train. Current stop is Terminal 2, the next stop is Terminal 1, and then the final stop will be KL Central. So this is the straight train over to the central side of Kuala Lumpur. And the vibes of this train is giving me total England, UK vibes, ladies and gentlemen. When I was in the UK, England specifically, the trains look almost exactly like this. I love the vibe because in Singapore, the trains aren't really like this. So I really feel like I'm even more, you know, touristy right now. Yeah, I just feel so happy to be here, ladies and gentlemen. Couple hours ago, I was sat in a Singaporean bus. Singaporean? Well, the bus is not Singaporean, it's just made in Singapore. A couple hours ago, I was sat in a Singapore bus and then a Singapore MRT, and now we are here in KL in the KL train. And then later on, we're going to be trying the KL MRT for my very first time. That's right, I've never taken the MRT in KL before. It's going to be my first time, so I look forward to that as well. Seeing how different it is to Singapore's MRT. So far, by looking at the lines, it doesn't seem that complicated to go to KLCC, which is my end point right now. It doesn't seem too difficult, but let's see, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are enjoying, and let's go. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have just alighted from the KLIA Express. We're now going to go up and we're going to change over to the MRT that's going to bring us to our restaurant, or our Mamak, as they call it in Malaysia, for lunch. So stay tuned. So you know that feeling when you step into a new city? I'm feeling that right now, although I've been to KL like a million times. This is my first ever time flying here. This is my first ever time taking the train, taking public transport. I'm used to taking car. So yeah, this is my first time. We're now here going up to the MRT station. We just saw the train station. You saw there was like somebody doing performance with TikTok live. I saw they had like their whole tripod set up and everything. So yes, very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. We are now in Kuala Lumpur. We were supposed to go to KLCC, right? But I realized that the fastest stop is actually Bukit Nanas, which is closer to the Mamak shop Pelita. Pelita is one of my favorite spots here in Kuala Lumpur. I've been there like a million times. And sorry, just looking for the sign to go to the MRT. Hold on. This one says there, this one says here. Main bahut confused hai. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are inside a taxi. So we actually wanted to take the MRT as we saw earlier, but I was checking the timing and the price, and the MRT would take me about an hour, whereas taking a taxi will take me about only around 20 minutes. So I thought, you know what? Why not just take a taxi? It's not that long, and my phone's actually dying soon, so it's better to get there faster. And also, ladies and gentlemen, one thing that I have not shared with you in this video yet is that I'm actually meeting my family here. So what we did is we planned a family holiday over here to Kuala Lumpur. So while my family drove, I took the opportunity to make it my first solo travel by taking the plane. So it's a whole new adventure, it's a whole new experience, you know, taking the aeroplane, taking the train, taking public transport, navigating my way around, doing the paperwork, and then ultimately I thought, you know what, why not pamper myself a bit and get myself a taxi ride over to the spot we're having lunch. So yeah, I'm bringing you guys along with me. As per normal, I'll keep you guys updated with everything. And we have made, ladies and gentlemen, to Nasi Ganda Pelita, one of my favourite spots like I mentioned earlier. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, actually one thing I realised is I kind of got scammed. Well, not really. Everyone knows that taxis, when you're in a touristy area, especially when it's at like a train station at an airport, it's going to be marked up a lot. I paid around 10 Singapore dollars, which is 35 ringgit. But on Grab, I could actually only get it for 11 ringgit, which is like 3 Singapore dollars. But it's perfectly fine. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get some food. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Here is my room for the next 2 nights. So for a bit of a room tour, we've got ourselves a nice queen bed over here. Now we're actually staying at the Sky Suites. Now we got the I forgot the name. I think it's called the family suite. So there's a total of 3 bedrooms and a living room. It comes with a kitchen. It comes with washer, dryer, and all those good stuff. I'll show you guys a shot over here. If you want to check out the full video, be sure to check out my Instagram and TikTok, Khan7YT. But on my YouTube video, I'm going to show you guys the accom for myself. Like outside here is the living room and my family are all set outside. But for me, the solo traveler who came by myself, alhamdulillah, this is where I'm going to be. Woo! So I'm super impressed because each room comes with a queen bed. I'm not used to sleeping on a queen bed, ladies and gentlemen. My bed at home is a single bed. Normally when I stay at hotels, I sleep on the sofa. So to get a queen bed all to myself, woo, woo! And then of course we've got hangers over here so we can hang my clothes. Space for my bag. We've got wardrobes to keep valuables, aircon and fan. And then of course, ladies and gentlemen, the main selling point, view of the iconic Petronas Twin Towers. So now we are here right outside the KLCC Surya Mall. As you can see, that's where the light show will be. What I'm going to do right now, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to throw back the time to some unreleased footage from 2023. Or was it 2022? Actually, I don't remember. I'll pop it up on screen together with the year, just to show a little before and after of me vlogging and a throwback to the past. So bye guys, say hello to old me. Welcome! We're here at Kuala Lumpur, the capital city of Malaysia, and we're now in Bukit Bintang, where we're going to be trying yakiniku, a very interesting way to eat. The last time I made a video here in Bukit Bintang, it was raining heavily and the crowd wasn't this massive. But now, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that there's a whole crowd of people here in Bukit Bintang. Don't you just love the hustle and bustle of a city, especially a capital city like Kuala Lumpur? So right next to the towers, there's actually a light show here at night. But it's currently 6 p.m, so it's not on yet. I think it probably happens at like 7, 8, maybe even 9, I'm not so sure. But I've been here before at night and it's fantastic. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get footage for that for this video, but certainly if you're in Kuala Lumpur, you have to check out the night show at night. Well, obviously at night, right? Not in the day. What do I say? And yes, we are back again with present day me. I hope you guys enjoyed that little throwback section. And let me know, ladies and gentlemen, has my vlogging improved? Have I matured? Currently carrying my mom's bag for her. And here in the bustle of KLCC, walking back to our accom. And yes, it's been a lovely trip, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you guys now at the airport. And we are back in KLIA, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in Terminal 2 and we're about to catch our flight back to Singapore. KL, it's been a blast. It was my first time here alone. Yes, I did reunite with my family later on, which was absolutely fantastic. But this was my first time coming alone. This was my first time flying in a very long time. The last time I flew to KL was probably when I was a kid. But this was my first time flying alone. It was absolutely amazing. Alhamdulillah for this experience. Till then, ladies and gentlemen, stay happy, stay healthy. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one.